Aloha and welcome to the Andara Crystal class. This is first in a series of 4 sessions that we will be doing all this month on every Monday at 10 a.m. Hawaiian Standard Time. And I just wanted to introduce myself. My name is Jean Russell, and I live on Kauai, Hawaii, and that's where I am right now. And this is, I'm in my healing center. So this is Dolphin Touch Wellness Center in the middle of Kapa'a. And here we do massage, Reiki, intuitive readings, all different types of healing modalities, retreats, workshops, Lemurian meditations, Lemurian journeys, past life regressions into your lifetime in Lemuria, and Lemurian retreats, dolphin energetics retreats. I do dolphin energetics right here on the water massage table, which you can't see right now, but it's a water table. It is, you're floating on water while you get your session. And then I also do the dolphin energetics in the ocean, where I take you out in the water. We do a meditation first, and then we get into the water. I move you in the water to release density, heaviness, anything that is attached to you that no longer serves. So yes, you can reach me online at dolphintouch.org, on Facebook at Jean Marie Russell, on Instagram at Dolphin Jeannie, or just Google me and I'm sure plenty of things will come up. And Jean is spelled Jeanne. Russell is Russell. Okay, got that out of the way. Now let's get to the fun stuff where we want to talk about Andara crystals. Yes, these beautiful, beautiful, amazing crystals that a lot of people have heard about, and maybe they don't know and they want to learn more, or maybe you've been working with these guys for a long time and now they're shifting, and all different types of things connecting with them. You can wear them like these beautiful pieces and keep them around your neck. These are the shaman stones, and it's very dense, very heavy to ground you in. And we have something called what we call the elders. This is just a baby elder, but they're still just as powerful as other elders. And the baby elders, these are the first Andaras that have been discovered, and we'll talk about that a little more. So first thing I want to talk about is the history of Andara crystals. So they were first discovered about 20 years ago. And this is what's really interesting as well, because it's not like, rose quartz been around for a very, very long time. Quartz crystals, Lemurian crystals, all of these, they've been around for a very long time. This is nothing new. But these Andaras have been only discovered in the last 20 years. And that's very interesting, that obviously it takes a very long time to create a crystal. And why is it only in the last 20 years that it's been discovered? And I'll talk about that in a minute. But first, where was it discovered? So it was discovered near Mount Shasta in California, in the Sierras. And there was an earthquake, and the hillside split open, and there was an Indian woman named Lady Nellie that had some property, and she was walking along her property, and when this earthquake came, it split open the earth and revealed these crystals. She felt a whoosh. She drove when she walked by, and then put her hand in and dug a little more, and then found these beautiful, amazing crystals. Now, the first crystals that were discovered, like I said, were the elders. These elders are the first crystals, along with, and I'm just go back and forth here, along with these crystals, which is, this one's wrapped, but it's still the same energy. This is also an elder. This one is called, what we call the shaman stone, not this stone at the top, that's decoration, but this is called the shaman stone. And this is actually, it looks black, but it has like an amber color to it. And can show that a little bit more if we get a little closer. If you see on the edges, there are some amber, see down here, some amber color to the crystal. So it's just really dense, but it has an amber color. And then this is another elder crystal, kind of has a green hue to it, kind of a light green. And you see this one has a bubble. And some of them, if you get lucky, you'll find an air bubble with water in it. I can't tell if this has water in it or not. Actually, I didn't even notice that bubble before. Hard to tell right now. I'll have to look under a little stronger lens, but you see that air bubble, and or it could be a water bubble. Anyway, so this one's called an elder. And the only other type of elder, these were the first crystals that were found on Lady Nellie's property. This one is what they call sea foam. And you could see it is very similar to this elder, right? Same similar color and energy. But this one has a lot of bubbles. If you can see all that glistening in there, and some matrix in there too. That's what this black part is, just some matrix in there. And it's kind of bubbly. Tiny, tiny, lots of tiny, tiny little bubbles. Oh, I think you could see a little better there. And it's called sea foam. And if you've been by the ocean, you know when the water comes in and is turning around, it kind of looks like this, like sea foam, foamy and bubbly and everything else. And each one of these has different properties, has different benefits, has different purposes. The properties of these elders, because they were the first ones formed as well, they hold the property of all the colored crystals. You might be more familiar with some of the colored crystals, like this one is this beautiful midnight blue color, and this golden color, and then this Gaia kind of green color. These crystals came later. They were discovered later, but the elders were the first, and it is said that these elders hold the properties of all the other crystals, whereas the colored crystals, like let's say this red crystal, a little bit of orange hue, isn't it pretty there? And if you can see that so well, I see a little orange. So these properties kind of correlate with the chakra colors. So red, the red chakra, connecting with the red chakra energy. So that could be the root. It could also be, it's starting a little the sacral because it has that orange color. So these are more focused on those chakras, whereas the elders are correlating to all the chakras. So that's a little bit about the color of the Andaras and what they mean and different things. If you're familiar with chakras, you can go to any chakra chart. You know, obviously blue is going to be throat chakra, you know, that correspond. And they all have different properties and energies and things like that. If you have a particular Andara and you'd like to know more about the color, and you'll notice that people are drawn to a particular color. They'll see a color and it just like they gravitate towards it. This one is very much the dolphin color, the blues, and the darker blues are kind of more whale color, whale energy. But each one of these colors has a corresponding card. So these are the Andara Oracle cards. You can order them through our website. It was created by Erica Black and Yamael Cash. And we distribute them here. And when you're drawn to a certain color, it explains what that color is. And the thing about these, which is also interesting about these cards, is that you cannot get some of the colors in this deck, or at least I can't, you know, like I cannot access, I cannot purchase pinks. I have one pink left for sale in our shop, but I cannot get new pink colors. So you can also, through the cards, connect with the Andara of that color without actually holding the Andara crystal. So let's say maybe you can't afford to buy an Andara crystal, or maybe you can't find a source for the Andara crystal. You can actually connect energetically to the image. And it doesn't have to be these cards. It could be any image that you have of the Andara crystal. But what I love about these cards is that the saying underneath. So let's say you're drawn to this color, and this one I actually have in a very big version. Look at that. Nice, huh? So let's see if I can help you to see it. Okay, so I'm going to read to you the message of this crystal while you're looking at it. Trying to get it a little better for you, but you can connect in. So this is the Andarian higher heart. That's what Erica Rock calls them. She channels the energy of the Andaras too. And it says, "Beloved, I will infuse you with the courage to speak the truth from your heart. I assist you in loving communication. Do not eat your words, express them. You are safe to speak what is true for you. I work with Archangel Michael, creating harmony between your mind and heart so you may feel comfortable speaking freely. My essence is pure divine grace, which radically opens you to all of the gifts the cosmos wants to give you. All you have to do is allow yourself to receive. You are worthy." And just kind of connect in. Just breathe that in and connect with that energy that I just called out to you. And just feel that. I'm going to lift this up a little bit so you can feel the energy of that crystal. Yeah. Awesome, right? Yeah. So obviously, this is not a wearable piece. Be a little heavy around my neck. But I have a wellness center, like I said, and this crystal is working overtime. It is charging the space, charging the energy, charging the intentions that I put into the space, and also working on all the people that come into the center as well. So pretty awesome piece. So you may not want to jump for your first Andara to get this piece unless it's like seriously calling you. But I have other pieces this size. So if you did have a retreat center, that would be a cool thing to have in your space. Okay. The other thing about the Andara crystals, like I said, so I also want to talk about how these cards are used a little more. So you can, if you do body work and you're working on people, or you could do it on yourself, you could actually lay the cards on your body. You could have multiple cards. Like I said, this is a grounding, and this one, trying to find a heart. Let's say you want this on your heart chakra, this on your third eye. You can lay the cards out on your client's body. You can lay it on your own body, and also use the cards that way to help you connect with the Andaras. Also, if you have Andaras or multiple Andaras, you can lay it on the body, all over on your body, do a crystal layout on your body. And you can also do a crystal layout on yourself. And what I love to do, so a lot of these crystals, at least in our collection, have a flat side. I don't know if you can see that so much in the video, but this side is very flat. And if you take this crystal and you put it on your third eye, it has a beautiful, beautiful energy. So if you have your own Andaras, take the crystal, and if you see there's a flat side, like this one also has a flat side to it, just put it on your third eye for a little bit and just take a few breaths in and out. Another few breaths in and out. Another few breaths in and out. Awesome. Now, it may happen that certain crystals are very high vibrational. You could see all the light in this one. And it might be a bit intense for people that are just starting out to use Andaras. They're just starting out doing this kind of work. And so that energy might be too intense for you. If that's the case, what I would do is go back to a different crystal, and maybe an elder crystal is a little gentler. Trying that on your third eye, or the shaman stone, putting that on your third eye to help ground you. If because these are very intense, can be very intense. And one of the things I wanted to share too is that the reason why I believe these crystals have only been discovered in the last 20 years is because human evolution needed to expand and grow to a capacity that we could handle this vibrational energy, that we could handle this higher frequency that is coming into our field, and that we could integrate it easier than like otherwise just blowing us out of the water. It's like you want to move gently and to assist us with the ascension process. So I feel like they were kind of waiting for us and they revealed themselves at a time where they thought we were ready to handle the messages, the integration, and the connection to these crystals. So I think it's perfect timing that it's showing up now. And I believe, like I said, it was first found in the Sierras in California, but I believe that it will show up elsewhere on the island. And it's already shown up in Africa. There have been Andaras found there and other strains. So I also believe there's going to be a strain found here on Kauai, because it's such a healing, just a healing place. And we have these huge mountains, and who knows what's in there. So I believe that that is in the future. So you heard it here first. You heard it here first, folks. I'm predicting that we're gonna find Andaras in other places on the planet, but especially I'd love to see them here on Kauai. And other sacred sites, you know, and there's so many on the planet. So that is kind of a general intro of Andaras, and then we're going to get into some further understanding of Andaras and how to use them. Aloha. Okay, so we were talking about Andara cards and how the energy of the cards and the picture can also hold the energy of the crystal. And again, the size is, you know, you could, these little guys could be just as powerful. The only thing is, if you do have a wellness center and you need to clear a lot, that's why we have these boogers, these huge guys. God, I can lift weights, work out with these guys, and use them for that. Okay, so we're going to go back to some of the science of the Andaras. And so the Andaras are found in a vein of Ethereum powder. And I'm going to show you what that powder looks like. So the powder looks like this. There's different types of Ethereums, actually. And this powder, if you can see it, is super fine. You see the powder on my fingers, see my thumb, and crazy, crazy fine. Just look how fine that powder is. It's like flour, even finer than flour. So Andaras have been found in these veins of Ethereum. Now I have powder all over my computer. Oh, my computer just raised its vibration. Thank you. Okay, and in some of your crystals, not necessarily, it's not necessary, but in some of your crystals, you can actually see the vein of the and Ethereum going through the crystal. If you could see it there, when you see that kind of vein, it's kind of usually shows up as a white vein. Let's see if I can show it in here. Vein going through the crystal. Now, if your crystal does not have the vein, it doesn't mean it's not an Andara. It just means it's probably from the inner core of the Andara, and it wasn't on the edge where the Andara crystal was found. So don't worry and don't think, oh, this is an Andara because it doesn't have the vein. No, that doesn't mean it. And people have asked me, you know, how do you know that it is a true Andara crystal? Well, first of all, there is no clear set. It's more of an energetic feel. But if you do look at these crystals, you will see that the light is contained, and you can kind of see the veins in this guy too. The light is contained within the crystal. It's not like glass, like light going through the crystal. It's like, and this one really shows it as well. It's like light is captured and contained in the crystal. And it actually looks like the crystal is glowing, has a little glow to it. You'd see as if like there's a light bulb right inside the crystal itself. So that's one way that I use to tell if it's an Andara, but it's also an energetic thing. I mean, it's one of those things where you kind of have to tune into your own intuition, and you have to feel into the energy of the Andara. You actually have to maybe hold it or look at it if you're buying it online, and just energetically connect with the crystal. And you will know intuitively, if you're, tuned in and you're putting your energy into it, that it is an Andara crystal. I mean, the other thing that you can tell that's an Andara crystal is, but you may not want to do this, is if you smash the crystal, like this crystal, has taken some beats, some hits. You see there's a broken piece here, and you'll see that these what flakes off is this Andara dust, is this Ethereum dust. And if I were to crumble this up, it would eventually go back to that dust. And if I were to drop this on the floor, you would not see it shatter into a million pieces like glass does. It breaks into chunks, like it'll cut into pieces. And that shows you the density of the crystal, the energy of the crystal, again, not glass. And it also kind of looks like, when it's pulverized, like it's going back to this powdery form over time. If it were, if we were to smash these down over time, you would see it turn into dust. These, and you could see some dust forming here. These are crystals that have been smashed, fallen, broken over time. I've had these Andaras for quite a while. So I collect the little pieces, and even the little pieces are fun to make jewelry pieces out of, or combine two Andara colors and wrap those together. And, we just use everything with that Andaras. Plus the colors are fun. You can see I have a bunch of different colors in here that make them fun to work with. And, some of them you can't even get anymore. So, yeah, so that's one of the things, hopefully that kind of makes sense about how Andaras are. Now, you don't want to take your crystal, smash it on the floor, and find out whether it's glass or Andara. But you could tell, like, from the little nicks and bumps that they have, if you do have an Andara like that, like some of them are carved, or some of them are sealed, so they've been smoothed over, so you're not going to see that, depending on how your Andara was treated before you bought it. But if you were to take it and smash it, that's what you would find. You would go back to that Andara dust, and that's how you know that that's a true Andara. The other thing I wanted to say about Andaras is that Andaras will charge whatever it's next to. So if this Andara is next to there we go, next to a rose quartz, it's going to raise the vibration of this rose quartz, because that's what Andaras do. They highlight and raise the vibration of whatever they're connected to, or surrounded by, or in touch with. And that's why it's nice to wear an Andara piece if you're resonating with this certain color. And that's why we have the wrapped Andaras that let you put, the Andara on your heart chakra. And you have some beautiful, beautiful wrapped pieces that is done by a lady here on Kauai named her name is Jeannie. And she wraps these, Jeannie Ruman, and you can wear it on your heart chakra, and it could be activating you the entire time you're wearing it. Now, it does come with a disclaimer, and the disclaimer is these Andaras are very chatty. They're very communicative. They're like little beings, little persons, little vibrations, they're like my children in a sense. And every time I sell one or connect with one, it's like, okay, sending you to a good home. I got to make sure I'm sending you to a good home before I sell them. But the Andaras are going to raise the vibration of whatever you put next to it. So if I have a Lemurian and I'm putting it next to the Andara, it is going to, whatever the crystal is that you're working with, whatever properties it has, it's going to enhance and call more of that energy into the field that you're working in. So be aware of that. But the disclaimer is that if you are sleeping with this Andara, or you have these Andaras in your bedroom, it may be difficult to sleep because the vibration is going to be so intense and so high that it is chatty, talking all night, and you find that, whoa, you can't settle down to get some good rest because they're just their energy is really intense. And so either you have to more acclimate to the Andaras as you're working with them, especially if you're new to Andaras or you're new to a particular Andara, you want to take time to acclimate to it. So if you're finding it's a bit intense, give it time for it to integrate, or more of your body to integrate with it, to hold that high vibrational energy. So you may not want to keep them in your bedroom. You may not want to have it around if you are feeling a bit intense. You may just, put it in another room and give it time for you to get used to and acclimate to these vibrational energies. Okay, let us move on. So they're found in Ethereum powder, and when the scientists tested this Ethereum powder, because this is a new element, we haven't really been seeing this element on planet Earth, and so they were trying, so that it has very rare earth trace minerals in it. It has silica trace minerals, and it has monatomic metallic elements. Mono meaning one, single atom metallic elements. And so it's a rare and exotic mineral that is found with these Andaras and in the Andaras. So that means it has a very, very high frequency, very high. So it's generating this very high energy. So we're talking about superconductivity, like supercomputers, things that are, like silicon is in computers, and if they were to make computers with Andaras, oh my God, that would be like next level. And then everything like gravity defying materials, teleportation, space-time manipulation, multi-dimensional universe, 0-point energy. All of this might be new to you, some of these terms, but this is where we're going, folks. This is what the ascension process is all about. And we're moving into these dimensional shifts that allow for these things to happen. Multi-dimensional universes is calling in that universe where, that we want to be in, rather than maybe this current universe, and bringing in the high vibrational energies. And that's where we're moving with the ascension process. Monatomic elements can actually alter the physical state and shift into other dimensions. So as an owner of Andaras, if you've been a long time owner of Andaras, you usually will find that the Andaras will play tricks on you, is the best way I can explain it. It's like you have this Andara and you put it next to your bed at night, and then you wake up in the morning and it's gone, or you had it on your dresser and you can't find it, and then you go into the kitchen and maybe the Andara is there, or maybe it shows up a week later, or maybe it never shows up again. Very tricky little guys. They have energy and vibration, personality, all sorts of missions, their own personal mission, their own reason why they're here. And so, yeah, maybe they're there to charge. Maybe you're drawn to a certain Andara because you're charging not just for yourself, but the area you're in, whatever part of the planet you happen to be living on, maybe you're going to be raising the vibration of that area with these Andaras. So very powerful, very shapeshifters, very playful. And, you know, just when it happens, just surrender and just know, okay, you know, don't stress it, don't freak out. It's like, it's part of what they do. They're here and they're gone, or maybe they're interdimensional, going somewhere else, working somewhere else. And then sometimes they come back, sometimes they don't. And just trust that it's all divine and happening just as it should. So yeah, just be aware that that's kind of the little tricky part, the little playful, tricky part of the Andaras and world of Andaras. Okay. They resonate, enhance the property of other materials that I mentioned, like, you know, when you have an Andara next to, this is like a quiet calcium, it's going to raise that vibration, but it can also raise the vibration of your intention. So if you make a list of all your intentions, what you want to manifest, fold it up, and then you put the Andara crystal on top of it and then charge it, it's going to enhance the manifestation of your creation list, your manifestation list. It's going to help to bring that into fruition, because that's what it does. That's what raises the vibration. So with intention, you can really charge, you can charge a contract, you can charge anything, you can charge water, you can charge food, you can charge all sorts of things with these Andara crystals. So how does the Andara get from powder into a crystal? How does that happen? Well, it has to be heated to very, 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 very high temperatures in order for it to create this. So very interesting that it will turn into this. And of course, it takes time. This isn't like a 5-minute process. This is going to take thousands of years to make that happen. So it's the heated process that turns it into this. But let's talk about a little bit more about energy and vibration. So everything is energy and vibration. Even our thoughts are an energy that can be measured. It has weight, it has process, it can be measured. So a healthy body has a frequency between 62 and 68 hertz. At least that's what we know now. As far as this last recording, I think that we're raising our vibration, so I wouldn't be surprised if that number's already changed and we're vibrating at a higher frequency. But right now, the average frequency is 62 to 68 hertz. If the frequency drops, what might be something that would drop someone's frequency? Well, think about it. It could be illness, cancer, could be depression, it could be someone yelling at you, it could be self-doubt, self-sabotage. All of these things can all lower your vibration. And what happens when your vibration or your frequency is lowered? What do you think happens? Well, you open yourself up to illness and sickness and, you know, health problems and other types of problems. So we want to keep our vibration high because we want to be at our optimum health. We want to be at our optimum energy level and everything else. So Andaras are heliocentric. That means it absorbs and reflects light toward the center of this crystalline spiral. If you see that so it's taking that light and going along in a crystalline spiral. So it's very healing while gazing into this crystal. And also, if you're holding it up to the sunlight, it has that energy because it's going in a spiral form. If anyone's ever taken Reiki, the Shoku-rei has that spiral. That spiral is the Fibonacci series, and that is found all through nature. It is found in the womb as a baby grows inside a mother's womb. It is found in flowers. It is part of this physical natural reality. So this Andara travels in that frequency to raise our vibration. So again, by wearing these on your body, by having this Andara, on your heart chakra or on your body, helps to keep your frequency and your vibration very high. And that is very healing, very supportive, and it gives you more energy and everything else. So a lot of fun with that. So what I'd like to do now is a little meditation. And if you have an Andara, great. If you don't have an Andara, great. Don't worry about it. If you have an Andara, if you could take it and look at your Andara and see if there is a flat side. Like this one has a flat side to it, cut that way or use that way or felt that way. And if you have an Andara, what I'd like you to do is take the flat side and put it on your third eye. Now, if you don't have an Andara, you can connect in with this little baby. This is the elder. And you can visualize it, or you can just take a picture in your mind and close your eyes. However you want to do it. But let us connect with this Andara just for a few minutes and just hold that energy and vibration. Gonna give you that. Just hold it there. Few minutes. Awesome. Well, I'd love to hear how that felt for you, how the energy felt inside you, connect with you, those of you who are looking at the Andara, what you felt when you gazed into it. And hopefully we can discuss that on the next call, or you can email me and give me a follow-up to how that felt for you. But yeah, that is the end of today's talk. Just to let you know, I do have some Andaras for sale. Some of them are loose, some of them are wrapped. These are just some samples. I have more over here. And you could feel into, there's an Andara that's calling you. And I also have the Andara Oracle cards, if you'd like to order them from me. These are $35 for the cards. And again, you can connect with the Andaras just through the cards if you wanted to. And yeah, I have plenty more. I also have these big guys if you're drawn to some babies. And we like to set it up where you have a one-on-one viewing with me to help you pick out the perfect Andara for you. We can't even keep up to date with the Andaras that are on the website because they go so quickly. So I just like to set up video calls and help you to pick your personal Andara. And I am going to be here again next Monday. We'll be meeting at 10 a.m. and you will be able to also get the recording if you have missed this. I had to re-record this recording because I forgot to hit record in the last one, so you'll see a little more interaction on the next one. Hopefully I'll remember to hit record so I don't have to do this twice, but it's been super fun doing it and I love talking about it anyway, so it's really been fun to share some of the things that we discussed in the class and also to bring this information to all of you. So if you're interested in the Andaras, just message me, Jean at dolphintouch.org, and Jean is Jeanne. And we can set up a meeting to chat. You can also go on my website, dolphintouch.org, and say have a chat with Jean, and we'll set up a time for you to see what we have and see if you want to get your own little babies. But yes, I am going to be playing with you in paradise here on Kauai too. So we do personal retreats and group retreats and all sorts of fun stuff. So stay in touch and we will see you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. We hope you're having a great day and we'll see you next time. Aloha.